What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mel, and welcome back to Mel Got Game, where I bring you top plays, top sports news, and breakdowns of the previous week. So if that interests you, please like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So the NBA season is coming to a close, and teams are preparing to make deep playoff runs or fight for their seasons in the play-in tournament. There are plenty, and I mean plenty, of debates about who should win the various end of the season awards for the NBA. And around this time of year, the most talked about, debated, whatever you want to call it, award is the NBA MVP. And while there are a lot of worthy candidates for this year's NBA MVP, there can only be one player named MVP. And in this video, I'm going to analyze who has the best odds at winning MVP this year. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give my opinion on who I think has been the best player this year and should be named the most valuable player. So before we get started with today's video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out, and it really means a lot to know that you guys are showing support. And be sure to stick around to the end of the video, because that is when I will be crowning my NBA MVP of the 2021-2022 season. So for our first NBA MVP candidate, we have Joel Embiid. Now, a lot of people regard Joel Embiid as their top MVP candidate. And I mean, I can't really blame him. I don't want to say he's been carrying the Sixers, but he's been carrying the Sixers. And I don't want to take away from the other contributing factors, such as Tobias Harris or Tyrese Maxey. Those guys have really been contributing scoring wise. But when I'm talking about the main reason, the prime reason why the 76ers are in the position that they are in currently, I'm thinking of Joel Embiid. In all honesty, Joel Embiid has been keeping the Sixers afloat in the East up until this point. And when I say that, I mean, in terms of his efficiency scoring wise, I mean, he's top 3 in the league in scoring with 30 points a game on 49% from the field. His rebounding efforts have him among the top rebounders in the league. And his defense has been absolutely impeccable. And it seems like every time you tune in for a Sixers game, you just know that Embiid is going to have a big night. I feel like for MVP, there's a few things that you kind of have to check off before you can be classified as a candidate to win the award. Number one, you have to have individual production. I mean, there wasn't an MVP that didn't have individual production. You have to look at this guy's stats, look at the way they play, and be like, yeah, this guy's playing hard. He's a monster. He's no one to be played with. Number two, you have to be able to see that they're uplifting their teammates, they have a great relationship with their teammates, and they're helping their teammates succeed. And number three, there has to be proof of overall team success. And I mean, the Sixers are at number 4 in the East currently at the time of recording this video. I don't know, it might change, so don't hold me to that. But they do have proof of overall team success. And for Joel Embiid as an MVP candidate, he checks off all 3 of these boxes. And I know Philly fans have been trusting the process for a long time, but for Joel Embiid, he's been trusting the process and is obviously paying dividends, and he has a great chance at winning MVP for this year. Moving right along to number 2, we have Nikola Jokic, center for the Denver Nuggets. I just want to get this out the way right quick. Nikola Jokic is the best big man floor general I have ever seen. You want to talk about getting your teammates involved? Nikola Jokic does it better than a lot of point guards in the NBA today. I saw on Instagram where Bleacher Report posted a stat about Nikola Jokic having 19 triple-doubles, and it was more than 19 teams in the NBA combined. Not players, teams. He averages the most assists among big men with 8 assists per game, with Giannis trailing behind by 2.2 assists at 5.8 a game. These stats are just a testament as to how much of a team player Jokic truly is. And as we know, Jokic won last year's NBA MVP, and this year he is second in the running for MVP as well. So I think to be at the top of the MVP running for 2 years in a row is an accomplishment in itself, regardless if he wins it or not. So for the Nuggets, they are sitting at number 6 in the West. They've had some success, but they've also had some struggles. They're not where they want to be at moving into the playoffs. But it seems like the sky is the limit for the Denver Nuggets as long as they have Nikola Jokic leading the charge on offense. Now moving right along to Giannis Antetokounmpo, power forward for the Milwaukee Bucks, and it seems like he hasn't missed a beat from winning last year's NBA Finals and NBA Finals MVP. He has the Bucks sitting at number 2 in the East, and they're looking to make a push for that number 1 seed in the East. And for Giannis, he's been his usual dominant self in the paint, tied for first in scoring at 30.1 points per game, and he's among the top rebounders in the league at 11.7 rebounds a game. He has been one of the more consistent options for the Bucks night in and night out, and it has proven fruitful for the Bucks as they're among one of the top teams in the East. Giannis also has been very dominant on the defensive end, being able to reject shots left and right. Regardless of how other players on the Bucks team are playing, Giannis always seems to come through when his number is called, and he will have a strong resume for MVP when the season ends. Moving right along to number 4, we have Jason Tatum, and he is a fairly new MVP candidate. And I think a lot of it has to do with the recent surge that the Boston Celtics have went on to propel themselves as one of the top teams in the East. And Jason Tatum has contributed substantially to this, as he's averaging a career high 27 points a game and a career high 8 rebounds a game. Jason Tatum has definitely been the Celtics' go-to option when they need a spark, and that is a great quality that you want to have in an MVP candidate. Now, having propelled the Celtics to number 3 in the Eastern Conference, Jason Tatum may very have his eyes on the Ultimate Player Award, which is the MVP. Regardless, if he's not able to win it, he is still improving every year, year in and year out, and he has proved to be what the Celtics have ultimately needed for their franchise moving forward. Moving on to our final MVP candidate for this video, we have Luka Doncic, and boy, is Luka Doncic a bright spot for the Mavericks every time they step on the court. Doncic is a great floor general and scorer, and he has the Mavericks in 3rd place in the West, which is very impressive considering how talented the West is. And with the Mavs trading Kristaps Porzingis and Spencer Dinwiddie in the middle of the season, who are their number 2 and number 3 scoring options, the team has had to rely on Doncic down the stretch, and he has delivered in some big ways for the team. I feel like that honestly makes Luka Doncic's MVP resume a little bit more impressive, having to adapt mid-season with 2 of your top scorers being gone. Most of the scoring weight, offensive load is falling on you, and still being able to maintain a high seeding in the very talented West. I think that's a very, very big accomplishment. And even though Luka has quote-unquote the worst odds on the list, I definitely think people should take into account the situation with the Mavericks and how Luka Doncic was able to adapt and ultimately keep the Mavericks a contender in the very talented West. So with all that being said, who is Mel's MVP? Let's go ahead and cue a drum roll, please. Mel's MVP is Joel Embiid, power forward / center for the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, this will be Joel Embiid's first career NBA MVP. And like I said in my analysis, Joel Embiid has been very, very consistent this year. And I feel like that is ultimately the most important part when choosing an MVP. Along with consistency, Joel Embiid has got the 76ers as a contender for the playoffs. And I think with Joel Embiid, the 76ers are poised to make a deep playoff run. So guys, that's all the time I have for in today's video. I hope you like my analysis of our MVP candidates at the end of the season. NBA season is coming to an end, so let me know in the comment section below who you guys would like to see win MVP. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do whatever you guys got to do to show your support. It is greatly appreciated. And with that being said, it's your boy Mel. Have a great weekend, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.